Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 23 of What If Naruto Was Given a Second Chance. Remember to get this one to 300 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also stay in tune for What If Naruto Was a Godly Mage and What If Naruto was disowned by everyone over on Anime King 2. And I also post a new episode of What If Naruto Learned the Clone Secret in the beginning. So go ahead and check out that and enjoy guys. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be planning talking back to all of you. So without further ado, what is we begin this new episode? Start the intro. So, the last time we left off, a furious Onki heard that Onedo had left the village with a couple of the shinobis as they want to get rid of the son of Minato Namikaze, as he sent for one of his Chunin guards to go and get Kurosaki now, as she would be leading the charge to get Oniki and the others back here where they will receive severe punishment for going against him. As Naruto and Jiraiya had went to Tanzukagai as Jiraiya went to search for Tsunade, as Naruto met a girl called Rukia, as the both of them sat and talked as they were eating at a local shack. As the both of them shook hands when saying goodbye, she took an interest in him after he won all the prizes and said goodbye to the kids. As Rukia then went to meet up with Onedo and the rest of her squad. Yes, she was one of those stone shinobis. As Naruto went off to find Jiraiya as Tsunade was there as well, along with Shizune, as Naruto made Tsunade a bet. If the both of them had a battle and he win, she would come back to Konoha, and he also had a suitcase of money. The both of them will still enjoy themselves and gamble as well. But if he lose, he will give her the money and never show his face to her again. As Tsunade accepted free money, yes, of course she did. So with that, the both of them went to the outskirts of the village. As they started the battle, Tsunade found it really annoying because he just kept on teleporting everywhere, and she couldn't get a good hit on the brat, as she looked around everywhere, until he started to flash towards her. It was then that he started to assault her with multiple attacks, even bringing her down to one knee. She then realized there was a mark on her somewhere, when he had thrown her right through the wall. The next thing she knew, Naruto was covered by an earth dome, as it exploded. But Naruto flashed beside Tsunade as she saw that the brat was okay. As the stone ninjas came out, as Onedo came out, suddenly Naruto flashed towards Rukia, and grabbed Onedo and flashed back to Tsunade before slamming Onedo right in the ground. As Rukia couldn't believe it, he knew that she was an enemy. As Naruto told Jiraiya and Tsunade to let him handle this, figured that the hidden stone is after him, he should probably show them or send a message to not screw with him. And with that, he started to disappear in a flash. As the entire stone force was surprised. It was a lot of them, but they stood no chance. As Naruto didn't even give him time to use jutsus, he was blurring around and reappearing, completely destroying them. After wiping out the large army, Naruto came back to Tsunade and the others, as Onedo had woken up, as he knew something that he was going to use right now, as he cut his hand and flashed his blood on Tsunade, as she dropped down to the ground because of her hemophobia. He then tried to attack Shizune, but Naruto appeared in a flash and grabbed his hand, before creating a Rasengan and then burying it right into the man's stomach. As Naruto then hugged Tsunade, Shizune was surprised because usually she didn't let people get so close to her, as he wiped the blood off of her face and told her that it would be alright. As he gave her such a charming smile, she instantly recognized Dan and Nawaki in him. She didn't know what it was about this boy, but she supposed that she can put her trust in someone else once more, as she kissed him right in the forehead, as she decided that she would go back with them. But before they left, as Kurosaki and her group appeared, as Naruto told them that Onki will have to apologize and send a large sum of money for what his squad here tried to do against them. Well, their new Hokage, As Kurosaki grunted in anger, even shrugging off Naruto's comment of calling her cute. As Oniki was beyond pissed, now he has to be the one to write the letters and tell the family of those ninjas that they got killed. This was just one big mess, and he can't afford to go to war with Konoha right now. And they just, well, it's stupid subordinates try to attack the new Hokage of Konoha. He will have to make amends. The next morning, as Naruto woke up in bed with Tsunade and Shizune, as all of them had got flat out drunk. Nothing really happened, but he just fell asleep with them. As Tsunade came to and punched Naruto right in the face, making him hit the wall, as Shizune rushed over, as she recalled what happened last night, but Naruto didn't do anything she said, but Tsunade simply shrugged it off. So yeah guys, that was basically that's where we left off. You guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself. So what do you say we begin this new episode? We begin this episode at Konoha Gates, as Izumo and Katetsu was currently sitting down near little hut. As Izumo yawned. Things really doesn't get any more exciting around here, does it? Katetsu looked over at him. We've been doing this for a long while now. Do you really think that it does? I suppose you're right, said Izumo. It's been a while since Naruto and Lord Jiraiya left, right? I wonder when they'll be coming back from their mission. Huh. Couldn't tell you, said Katetsu. Suddenly, they heard something whistling. It was like something was flying through the sky. The both of them stepped out of the boat just in time as something crashed right into it, breaking inside. As the both of them quickly went on their guard, when they saw the pile of rubble started to move. Naruto, said Izumo, as Naruto picked himself up and shook himself off. I guess you're not as strong as I thought, said Naruto, as Katetsu and Izumo looked at him if he was alright, but he seemed perfectly fine. What the hell just happened? It was then they turned their head. If I had hit you with my full strength, I would have probably ended up killing you, brat. That is why I hold back in the first place, said Tsunade. As the group turned their head to see Tsunade, along with another black-haired girl that was her apprentice Shizune, and Lord Jiraiya as well. They were surprised to see Lady Tsunade here. All they knew is that Naruto and Jiraiya were going on a mission. They didn't know what they were going to do. But to think that they brought back Lady Tsunade after all these years, they thought that she would never come back to the village, as Izumo was surprised along with Katetsu. As Naruto walked out of the booth, "Oh, hey guys," he said. What happened? Oh, said Naruto, I kind of made a bet with Bachan over there, that she couldn't punch me straight to the Hokage's tower. And I told you, brat, said Tsunade, I was holding back. Izumo and Katetsu blinked. Who was he calling Bachan? Naruto-kun, Lady Tsunade. That was quite foolish of the both of you. What if he had actually gotten hurt? As Shizune came over. Don't worry, Shizune, Naruto said a smile. I am totally fine, you see. Jiraiya sighed. It seems that the both of you together are a really bad idea. What are you talking about, Arasenin, said Naruto. So I guess you failed the bet, Naruto said. So, we are in agreement, right? When I come back, I will be doing no D or C rank mission. Just B and above. You know I held back on purpose, just so I won't kill you, right? You know you should be quite respectful for that, said Tsunade. As Naruto simply shrugged it off. I still won the bet, he said. As she clenched her fist and stepped forward. But Jiraiya put a hand on her shoulder. You might end up killing him for real this time. As he realized that Tsunade was going to literally punch Naruto straight towards the tower now. I guess the brat get off this time, she said. On the long trip here, the group hadn't really talked about anything. Well, about Konoha wise. They enjoyed their time though, stopping at every local bar. Jiraiya wanted to stop at every single bathhouse. And yeah, they got face flat drunk every single night. That is why it took so long to came here. Yeah, they were stopping at every single town before they made it here. Katetsu and Izumo blink. What about our boots, said Katetsu. They're long gone, said Izumo, as they looked over their wrecked boot that now had a giant hole in the ceiling. As the both of them sighed. Moments later, Sarutobi sensed something as he turned, as he saw Naruto climbing through the window. He then stepped in the office. Naruto-kun, Sarutobi said. I'll be right with you, old man, Naruto said, as he then leaned over and pulled Shizune inside as well. As he held her bridal style for a second, she blushed a bit. You can put me down now, Naruto-kun, she said. Do you really want me to, Naruto asked. As she didn't say anything for a few seconds, until Sarutobi cleared his throat, as Naruto put her down. As Tsunade then climbed to the window as well, followed by Jiraiya. Sarutobi blinked. What the hell was going on? I told you it would be much better this way, said Naruto. I guess you are right, said Tsunade. It's nice to see you, old man, she said. She looked at Sarutobi. Nice to see you as well, he said. As he looked at them, seeing that the both of you are here, I can say that it's a mission success, right? Yes, said Shizune. It's glad to see you again, Hokage Dono, she said. It's nice to see you as well, Shizune, said Sarutobi. Tsunade blinked several times. What's up with that, she asked, pointing at the two large stack of paperworks. It was then that she heard giggling behind her. What's so funny, brat, she asked. Oh, you know, the responsibility of taking up Hokage. Huh, shitload of paperwork, he said. It's not that bad, said Sarutobi, trying to quell the mood that he saw Tsunade was getting into. Not that bad. Not that bad, Naruto said, laughing. You knew you were the one that told me to come back here in the first place, brat. I know you're trying to make fun of this, said Tsunade. Well, I'm not the one becoming Hokage and doing all of that paperwork. I know that you're here. I'm afraid you can't leave, and you have to accept the job, Naruto said. Tsunade's eyebrow twitched as she glared at him, but then a smirk came on her face. You know, I don't really care if you won the test or not, because I was holding back my real strength, so I didn't harm you in any bad way. But, seeing that when I become Hokage, I can make you do D-rank missions for the rest of your life, even if you become one of the strongest ninjas in this village. You can't do that, Naruto said. Oh, and why can't I, she challenged. Because if you do that, you will never ever drink another bottle of sake ever again. And how will you stop me from doing that? Oh, I have my ways, Naruto said. Tsunade looked at Jiraiya before looking at Sarutobi. The both of them had a look on their face, like to say this brat can really do it. But Tsunade scoffed. Well then, brat, keep talking that way, and we will see which one of us keep getting the rap mission for the rest of their life. Sarutobi was quite surprised at the amusing state that both of them were talking to each other with. Only just knowing each other, and yet they seem like they have been friends for a long time. Well, Naruto does have a personality like that. And not to mention, Naruto said, when I come back from my training trip, I'm going to be in the council. Wait, what? Said Tsunade. As Jiraiya blinked, in all their times of enjoyment, they never talk about that, did they? Oh shit, Naruto said as he looked at Tsunade. It seems like we forgot to tell her, Erosenin. Yeah, it seems that way, said Jiraiya. Tell us what, asked Shizune. Oh well, you see, I'm going to be going for 3 years out of this village. When, Tsunade asked. Oh, this week actually. Our last mission was to go and find you, and then me and Erosenin are gonna be gone. Tsunade blinked several times. And why wasn't I informed about this, she asked. Well, how could I remember when we were always drinking the entire time, Naruto asked. But you know what, I'm sure the old man and Jiraiya here will have some fun telling you all about what I'm gonna do and all that. For right now, I have some people I need to visit before setting out on a returning trip. See you soon, Bachan, he said. Erosenin, old man. As he looked towards Shizune. And you too, he said as he gave her a wink. As Tsunade noticed that, as Naruto jumped through the window. Shizune? What was that? Asked Tsunade. What are you talking about, late Tsunade? As Tsunade narrowed her eyes at Shizune, who just gave her a sweet smile. Never mind, said Tsunade. As Tsunade turned towards Sarutobi. It seems like you and Naruto has been getting along quite well. I guess so, said Tsunade, even though he's an annoying, pesky little brat. I don't think he's that bad, said Shizune. As everyone turned towards her, she then placed a hand at her mouth. Did I say that out loud, she asked. Meanwhile, as Naruto finally made it towards his compound, as he went inside, hello, he said, I'm back. Naruto said a voice, I'm right in here. As Naruto went towards the living room, as he saw Yujiro and Uncle sitting down, as the both of them were watching a show on the TV. As Naruto's eyebrow twitched once more, yet again Uncle was eating his favorite chips. As Naruto went over and he didn't say anything, he walked past him as he went over to the cupboards. Yes, all of the cupboards are full of chips, different flavor, but the one that he liked the most, the barbecue flavor, it was gone. As he turned towards Uncle with a glare, but she just smiled at him. Welcome home, brat, she said, as Naruto looked at her hand. Huh? What's wrong? What's with that look, she asked. Why? Every single time I tell you not to eat that flavor, you still go ahead and eat it anyways. Because I like it too, said Uncle. As Naruto blinked several times, as his eyebrows started to twitch. I'll get you a new pack tomorrow, said Yujiro. Don't bother with Uncle, okay? You know that you two are gonna be cursing all night if you keep this up right now. Naruto scratched the back of his head. I kind of got something to tell you. As he looked at her. What are you talking about, she said. Well, I didn't tell you about the council meeting either, right? Council meeting? Well, seeing that you went on that mission when I went to the council meeting, and you weren't here, Uncle, so yeah, a lot of things happened. You guys might want to relax. And I'm going to be talking, and I don't want you guys to interrupt. When I'm finished, you guys can talk, okay? Sure, said Yujiro. Is it something bad, she asked. Oh, no, said Naruto. It's something good, actually. Well, for me. As a smile came to his face. I know that look, said Uncle. This has something to do with that girl, right? Several, actually, said Naruto. And what do you mean by that, said Yujiro. As Naruto took in a breath, alright, he said. He then went over everything, along with them making him a new clan head. Yujiro wasn't there, and either was Uncle. The both of them were out on a mission. So by the time they came back, and seen that the both of them didn't really go to any council meeting, they didn't hear of this information. And Naruto told Sarutobi that he will tell them. So it wasn't widely known. Most people in the village didn't even know that Naruto was going to become the new Uzumaki clan head anyways, and going to be taking a seat on the council. Except for the clan heads. The rest of the civilian and the other sides mostly did not know. Because Sarutobi was waiting until Naruto turned 16 for him to take a seat on the council. When Naruto finally told them everything, including that he was going to go on a 3-year trip with Jiraiya, Yujiro spoke, but you can't, she said. You're gonna miss the birth of your little brother or sister. Thinking about everything, Naruto didn't think about that. As he looked down, yeah, he said. As he really wanted to be here for her. And also meet his little brother or sister. But he wasn't going to see the kid. And by the time he returned, the kid was already going to be walking or something like that. And the kid won't even know him. As Naruto sat down into one of the chairs. What's wrong with you guys, said Uncle. You guys just got real depressed all of a sudden. It's not going to be so bad, it's not going to be like he's going to go on forever. And if these Akatsuki's are really coming after you, you need to get strong as ever so you can protect yourself out there against them. In fact, you're already super strong, but imagine training with a Sannin for 3 years. How much stronger do you think you will be, Yujiro? Yeah, I suppose, said Yujiro. But it's just... I know what you mean, said Naruto. I want to be here for you and I want to see, as you said, my little brother or sister as well. But you don't have to explain yourself, said Yujiro. I understand completely. I know that you have to get stronger. And I want to see you safe as well. So, if it means going on this 3-year training trip to become stronger, to protect yourself, I will not argue against you. And besides, I'll just tell the baby all about you. So when you return, it's be like you have always been here. Yeah, that would be nice, Naruto said. Wait a second, Uncle said. What did you say about Lady Tsunade returning back? And her becoming the new Hokage? Oh yeah, said Naruto, the old man is retiring. Huh. Well, I suppose he has gotten really old, said Uncle. Wait, she said. What was this about you in some CRA thing? Oh, about that, said Naruto. As the two women looked at him. Hey, it isn't my fault, Naruto said. You see, just because I'm the last year member of the Uzumaki clan, they want me to be with as many girls as possible, so that I can repopulate the clan. And I'm quite saddened by the fact that I won't be with my one true love. I will have to be with so many women to share my love with, he said. Then why are you smiling, asked Yujiro. I'm smiling, said Naruto. Huh, because this is one of the kids' dream, said Uncle. I know him, and this is something he desires very much. You can tell by that stupid little grin on his face. What are you guys talking about, Naruto said, with a grin on his face the entire time. Who knows, Uncle said. Maybe if you return back handsome enough. I would even give you a little chance, she said. As Naruto looked towards her. Stop kidding yourself, he said. And what do you mean by that, Uncle asked. When I return, you won't be able to keep your hands off of me, he said to her. You really think that much of yourself, Uncle said. You know you're really overestimating yourself sometime. Oh, I'm just speaking straight facts, said Naruto. You will just see, once I return. Let's see you keep your hands to yourself for 5 minutes before ripping off my clothes. The both of them felt a killing intent radiating in the room as they turned their head towards Yujiro, who was looking quite pissed. What the hell are the both of you talking about, she asked. Uncle gulped. Oh, it's nothing, she said. As Naruto started to back away. Have you two lost your goddamn minds? And you, Uncle, how many times do I have to tell you? Stop talking to him that way. He's gonna think that you're gonna actually want to do something with him. And you, Naruto, this, between you two, is never gonna happen, she said. Oh, come on, said Uncle. What's the matter? He isn't that CRA thing. The matter is that you're far above his age and he's still a kid, so stop talking to him that way. But when you return, you'll be like 16, right? And besides, he doesn't act like a kid, and he will be a clan head, and not to mention he's already an adult. So what's the matter? Are you really trying to find a way to find logic around this? Asked Yujiro. As Uncle scratched the back of her head. Yeah, kind of. I mean, you have Hayate. Don't you want me to be happy as well? Of course I do. But you're not sleeping with Naruto, she said. I guess we will just have to do it in secrecy then, said Naruto, as Yujiro turned a glare on him. I'll see you soon, Naruto said, and with that he vanished in a bright flash. I forgot the brat could do that, said Yujiro, as she turned her sights back to as Uncle was now gone, as she growled a bit. She then heard footsteps behind her as she turned to see Hayate. What got you so worked up again? It's just Naruto and Uncle, she said. The both of them actually want to sleep with each other. What? Said Hayate. As he put his hand at his chin. Never thought about that possibility, he said. But I guess yeah. Given Uncle's attitude and the way Naruto act, I suppose something like that would happen. Yujiro's eyebrow twitched. What the hell are you saying? It's like you're agreeing with this or something. Oh, no, I'm not, he said. As she then looked around before picking up an object and throwing it at him. What the hell, he said. You just made me so mad sometime. He then saw flashes as he remembered what Naruto said. This pregnancy, already with her snappy attitude, is gonna make her even more angry than before. I'm sorry, he said, apologizing rather quickly, as he didn't want her to get angry. Come on, just calm down, he says. He stepped forward. Those two idiots thinking that they were going to actually do something with each other. I will rip the both of them apart before any of that happened, she said. I think you're getting a little bit too angry about this. That was the wrong thing for him to say, as she turned her attention towards him. Meanwhile, outside, Uncle was laughing and she heard all the ruckus inside. Objects and other things being thrown. I guess if I and the kid actually do hook up, we will have to do it in secret. Because Yujiro might kill me, she thought to herself. And with that she headed off. Meanwhile, as Naruto was walking on the street, he dopes the voice as he came to a stop. Finally, you're back, Sasuke said, as Naruto looked towards him. Aw, you're waiting for me. That's sweet, Naruto said. Sasuke simply glared at him. I was just waiting for you to get back so we can go on our training trip. Remember what the old man said. I won't be leaving until you're leaving as well. But before we go, fight me, Sasuke said. Come on, Sasuke, you really want to do this? Yes. I want to see how I match up against you now, before we head off. Because when we both of us return, we are going to fight to see which one of us is the strongest. But I want to see how strong you are now. And I don't want you to hold back. Well, you can't really go all out, Naruto said. What do you mean by that, Sasuke said. Well, you remember that attack I used against Kisame, right? What about it? Well, if I use that in the village, I might end up killing you and, well, destroying a huge chunk of the village if I use it all out. And not to mention if I tap into the Kyuubi's power. Is that what you really want her to ask? Well, I suppose you can hold some things back, Sasuke said. But no messing around with me. I want to see what I'm fully capable of. I want you to push me to my limits to see how strong I am right now to when I return. Because this training trip will be of utter seriousness for me. Come on, Sasuke, you don't have to be so serious about everything, Naruto said. Yeah, I know you want to get stronger and I too as well. But you have to enjoy life while you have it, you know? Besides, you still haven't told me how you're gonna repopulate your clan yet. Sasuke glared at him as he stopped. Let's just do this, shall we? No, said Naruto. Tell me first, how are you gonna repopulate your clan? As Sasuke clenched his fists. I will have to be with a girl. That's it, Naruto said. How exactly are you gonna be with a girl? Romantically, Sasuke said, as he was blushing in embarrassment. This is really hard for you, isn't it? To show your feelings like that. Well, you're gonna have to get over that. You know that all the girls in our class used to be crazy over you, right? Because you didn't really give a damn about each of them. I'm sure that if you ever turn your attention to one of them, they will be jumping all over you. So in this training trip these 3 years, I suggest you take some time and reflect on your life. After defeating Itachi, what are you gonna do? If you lock yourself away in complete darkness, fighting, and just waiting for the opportunity, your life will be nothing but a hollow shell, waiting for the day for you to fight. I suggest you enjoy life as well, because that is exactly what I'm going to do as well, Naruto said. But there is still time to be serious and train as well. As Sasuke took those words to heart, as he just looked at Naruto. Well then, come on, he said, if you really want to test my skills. Oh, well, if you don't want me to hold back and push you to your limits, we're gonna have to have Bachan there. Who's that? Sasuke asks. Oh, I brought back Lady Tsunade. She's gonna become the next Hokage. You said that you want me to push you to your limit, so after I'm done she will have to heal you. Don't want you dying on me, Naruto said. Sasuke gulped a bit the way Naruto spoke that, but he simply shrugged it off. He would put up his best fight, he wouldn't let the dope just put him down that easily. As Naruto created a clone that headed off. Meanwhile, on their way there, as the group saw another group consisting of Kiba, Shikamaru, Choji, Sakura, and Ino. Naruto-kun, Ino said as she went over, as the others follow as well. Hey, where are you guys going? Asked Kiba as he looked at them. Oh, Sasuke wanted to challenge me, Naruto said. Seeing that we're gonna be leaving soon, he wants to see what I'm fully capable of. What do you mean, leaving? Ino asked. Yeah, what is he talking about, Sasuke-kun? Oh, you guys don't know, Naruto said. Oh well, me and Sasuke are gonna be leaving the village for 3 years. What? Said Choji. Well, you see, me and Sasuke have been double agents the entire time. Through the academy, we have been learning everything about Konoha and Konoha defenses. So today is the right time. The reason why we're telling all of you this is because right now, we're gonna be killing every single male of our graduation class and taking a few select females. What? Said Kiba. Yes, and Ino, you're gonna be one of them, because I chose you. After abandoning the village and after doing what we must, you and I will live in a wonderful palace where we will spend our days just having sex, Naruto said, and enjoying our entire time. Ino blushed a bit about the sex part, but she was really confused what the hell Naruto was talking about. And you, Sakura, Naruto said, Sasuke wants to take you as well, because you are going to be the one there for him. Shikamaru blinked several times and he wondered if Naruto was just pulling their leg or something. He must be. Naruto burst out laughing as he couldn't contain anymore, seeing the looks on their faces. You guys are really easy to fool, you know that? Oh, so it was a joke, Sakura said. Come on, did you really believe I was talking the truth, Naruto said. As he simply sighed, you have that little faith in me and Sasuke, after all the crap that we've been through. I didn't believe you one bit, Sakura said. I know that you were lying. Huh, and you just asked if it was a lie, he said. Just shut up, Naruto Baka, she said. So, about you guys leaving, that was a lie as well, Ino said. Unfortunately not, Naruto said. So what's going on, asked Choji. Well, I'm gonna be taken by Jiraiya the Sannin to go on a training trip. Ino frowned at that, and Sasuke's gonna be taken by Kakashi to train for 3 years. So yeah, we're gonna be gone for a long time. Oh, said Ino looking down. As Naruto stepped forward and held her hand before walking off with her. As the rest of the group turned towards Sasuke. It's true, Sasuke said. 3 years, huh? Sakura said. Yes, it is something that the both of us need to do, Sasuke said, in order to be ready. Huh, I can't believe this. You guys are gonna be out there getting stronger, living life on the road, said Kiba. But it doesn't matter, I'm gonna be training as well. So by the time you come back, I'll be ready to defeat both you and Naruto. Do you really still think that you have a chance, dog boy? Sasuke asked, making Kiba glare at him. Something then blew towards Sasuke as he caught it. It was a note. Meet you at the training field. So where are you guys going now? Asked Choji as he munched on some chips. Well, it looked like they're gonna spar, right? Said Shikamaru. You're testing yourself now to see how far you are. And when you guys return, you're gonna test yourself again. Yes, Sasuke said. No, if you excuse me, as he started to walk off. The entire group looked at each other before they shrugged and started to follow behind him. Sasuke-kun, Sakura said. What is it? We're coming as well, she said. Fine by me, he said, as he simply walked off as they followed behind him. Meanwhile, at the Hokage's office, Tsunade sighed. There was a bunch of things to do. She was not the official Hokage yet, as Naruto was still behind the decks. Her placement day will be 3 days from now. Suddenly, Naruto came to the window. As Naruto beside, Naruto, you must stop picking up that bad habit from my old student, Jiraiya. I don't know what's about it, Naruto said, but it's just good to come to the window. Hey, Bachan, he said. I need your help. About what, Brad? She asks. Well, Sasuke has challenged me to see which one of us is strongest, so when we come back we can fight again. But I'm gonna need your help for you to heal him up after we're done. What's going on? Said Jiraiya. Well, he want me to not really hold back that much. But you know you can't do that, right? Said Jiraiya. Well, I'm not gonna do anything too destructive or kill him anyways. But he wants to really push himself to his limit. So I'm gonna have to go a bit hard on him. So I'm gonna need you, Bachan, so you can patch him up back. Huh, and what makes you think that you can win this battle? From what I've heard, the Uchihas are quite skilled, said Tsunade. As Naruto chuckled a bit. After what you've seen I can do you really think that I'm gonna lose? I don't have time to do any of that, she said. I'm quite busy. Why don't you ask one of the other nurses? You know, said Naruto, I was going to buy you well, all the sake you can drink tonight until you pass out. But I just realized something. You may be a good medic, but Shizune has been with you the entire time. So when you think about it, she's just as good as you, even though you might be able to better. But sometimes I can't really deal with your pissy attitude, said Naruto. What did you say, brat? Said Tsunade. You heard me, said Naruto. Tsunade picked up the paperweight off the desk. Naruto had to duck as the thing slammed into the wall. As Sarutobi shook his head. So, how about it, Shizune? Would you mind helping me in this endeavor? Sure thing, Naruto-kun, she said. Okay then, Naruto said, as he picked her up bridal style, before he vanished from the office with her. Jiraiya shook his head as he punched the wall. What's wrong, Jiraiya asked Sarutobi. It's just the brat. He's beyond me. What do you mean by that? Sarutobi said. Tsunade eyebrow twitched. It's nothing like that, she said. They're just good friends. I've seen the brat done some amazing things. If he do this, and not to mention while we're on that training trip, he's gonna do some things that put me to misery. Because he doesn't really pay for it, said Jiraiya. Sarutobi then realized what he was talking about. Naruto is still quite young. When it comes to that department, I think he will have more better luck than you. Are you saying that I'm old? Asked Jiraiya. Well, not old to say, said Sarutobi. Even I'm older than you. But it's just because, you know, you're a pervert, Sarutobi said. I couldn't put it better myself, Sarutobi, said Tsunade. As she started to walk off. And where are you going? Asked Jiraiya. None of your business, but I'm gonna go check out the brat fight. I thought you didn't want any part of it. Well, there's nothing else better to do right here. I'm still not a Hokage yet, so I still have some free time, she said. I will accompany you, said Jiraiya. As Tsunade went through the window, and so did Jiraiya behind her. As Sarutobi eyebrow twitched, well, it didn't matter. As soon enough, he wouldn't have to worry about any of this because he won't be the Hokage, as he looked down at all the paperwork. Finally, he said, I can finally get away from you. I will never have to see your idiotic face again. As he then laughed madly in the office. Seems I'm getting senile, he thought to himself. Meanwhile, in the clearing of one of the training grounds, Naruto-kun, what are we doing here? Oh, you know, enjoying ourselves. As Ino was currently sitting right in Naruto's lap. But won't they be here soon? Oh, this is not the training ground that we assigned to fight at. It's just that I saw your face when we were talking. You're sad that I'm leaving. Yeah, she said. Because we didn't get to spend much time together, given the invasion, the tuning exams and everything. As Naruto wrapped his arms around her. Before I do anything, I have to tell you something, Ino. Oh, what's that? Well, you see, as he told her everything about him being a clan head, and the certain obligations come with it. If it was up to me, I would have turned it all down. To be with you, he said. After all, from that day when you brought me ramen in class, I just saw that sparkle in your eyes. To make me know that you were that girl, he said. But now, because of me being the last ear member, they're forcing me to take multiple wives, he said to her. And it's out of my hand. As Ino looked at him, there's nothing you can do about it, she asked. I'm afraid not, Naruto said. Because of my clan status. I have to do it, it's a law. In Konoha charters. It is up to you, Naruto said. If you never want to see my face again. No, she said. Of course I want to see you again. Well, it's gonna be hard, but I suppose I can live with it, she said to him. That's wonderful, he said. Because it would be a real blow to my heart and everything if I found out that you turned me down. As he wrapped his arms around her even tighter before pulling her close. She didn't have time to say anything as he planted a gentle kiss on her lips. Ino felt her face got heated up as his arms started to roam all around her, as the kiss deepened even more, as Ino felt herself getting rather hot, and the way his arms were moving, the both of them broke apart. As Naruto saw the look in her eyes, he started trail kisses down her neck, making her moan in soft pleasure. As Ino felt this, she was losing herself, as she couldn't contain herself anymore, but then the ground shook a bit. As the both of them turned their head, Ino quickly picked up herself, as he got up off the ground as well, as she started to fix up her clothes because his hands were moving all over, and it messed with her clothes a bit. It was then they heard Konoha Senpyu, as they saw two figures in the air blurring away. As Naruto sighed, before the figures came to a stop as they hit the ground, trading fists and blows, before one of them was sent sailing away, as he crashed near the tree where Naruto was. As barks and splinters fly, but Naruto stepped in front of Ino, as he simply batted everything away. You know, Naruto said, you guys really do go at it hard. Naruto-kun, as Lee looked up. Naruto-kun, what are you doing out here this fine, youthful day? Have you come to challenge me? Oh, not today, Naruto said. In fact, I'm going to challenge Sasuke right now. But why not, Lee asked. We're supposed to have our youthful spar. We haven't had it in a long while, and we promised to go all out on each other. Maybe next time, Naruto said. But Naruto-kun, aren't you leaving soon? He doesn't need to know that, Naruto whispered. Lee then got back up to his feet. Well then, Naruto-kun, I bid you farewell for now. But when we meet again, I will face you in the field for our sparring match of the century, he said. As Naruto gave him a smile as Lee jumped off. Naruto-kun said another voice. As Naruto saw Tenten coming up to him. I would have never expected for you to be out here, she said. This training field is attached to the one over there. Well, it's not that far of a distance. But why were you out here all alone? She didn't notice Ino. Oh, hey there, she said. Hello, said Ino. So what were you doing out here? Asked Tenten. Oh, me and Ino here were just having a conversation, Naruto said. Oh, said Tenten. As Naruto turned towards Ino. Well, Ino, you see, Tenten's one of my close friends. I've known her for a long while now. Her and her dad. She doesn't really know about me leaving the village yet. Can I get some time alone to say goodbye with her? Sure thing, said Ino. I'll see you soon before you leave, right? Yeah, sure, said Naruto. As Ino went off, Naruto then turned towards Tenten, as he gave her one of his usual charming smiles. You know, when you gave me the kiss on the cheek, when I stepped foot in the preliminaries, you know that was the reason why I kept on pushing so hard and won all of my matches. It was because of that good luck kiss. She blushed a bit. Really? She said. Time skip. Sasuke was fuming, as many people were now in the observing area to watch their battle, and Naruto wasn't here. A clone of Naruto had arrived with this woman, with that pig, but then just vanished, saying that he would go and inform the boss. And up till now he wasn't here, as Sasuke was wondering what the hell was going on. What is taking Naruto so goddamn long? As Ino came back and told them that she was talking with Naruto. But he went over to talk with Tenten. Wow, so many people. As everyone turned to see Naruto walking out, as he was with Tenten, they then heard running behind them. As Naruto and Tenten stepped aside as Lee and Guy rushed past them, with Guy being the winner. I am still not fast enough, said Lee, as Neji was walking at a rather slow and reserved pace, not really bothering with them. It doesn't matter, said Lee. I will train and push myself even harder to make my springtime of you bloom and blossom even more brightly. No, that's the spirit, Lee, Guy said. Do all you can and never stop training and never give up, and you will one day be able to move like the breeze that come along with the wind while you run. As Lee stepped forward, Guy Sensei, Lee, Guy Sensei, as the both of them hug. What the hell is this? Said Tsunade, as Jiraiya blinked several times. Is this some sort of genjutsu? As everyone was seeing a waterfall crashing together with both Guy and Lee hugging. Yeah, it takes a while for everyone to get used to it. Hey, why don't you go and cheer me on, Naruto said, as Tenten heard him whisper at her ear, before he smacked her right in the ass, as she giggled and blushed a bit before going off. As Naruto turned his head to see Neji looking at him, he simply gave Neji a small little wink before jumping off. As he then turned, so Bachan, you made it as well, huh? You know, I only wanted Shizune here. Shut up, brat, you can't tell me where to go, said Tsunade, as Naruto simply smiled at her. before jumping up to where she was. You know what? How about I make you a deal? You were saying that I was too overconfident. So, if I win, I will take you out drinking tonight and buy you all the sake you want until you completely drop. And even do it the other night, seeing that you're going to be coming Hokage in 3 days. I'll do it until you become Hokage. Sure, said Tsunade. I know you're gonna win. I was just saying that to kind of piss you off. But this deal was rather stupid of you. Are you sure you are agreeing with this, Naruto said. Yes, she said right away. Of course you're gonna win. There's no way that Uchiha over there can defeat you. After what I've seen you can do? Well then, if I lose, Naruto said, you already agree with it, right? Of course, said Tsunade. I know that you're not gonna lose. Well, if I lose, you're gonna have to give Jiraiya a chance. Sleep with him, I mean. Tsunade blinked several times before Jiraiya looked over to Naruto with a gaping mouth that was looking like a fish. What? Said Tsunade. Well, you know I'm not gonna lose. So, what do you say? You're gonna make a bet with me? Why does that have to be one of the stakes? Are you in or not, Naruto said. Tsunade looked at Jiraiya, who was gaping at the both of them. Fine, she said. You're not gonna lose. And no holding back, because if you do hold back, the bet is off. Wait, what the hell, Jiraiya said. Why? This bet made no sense. There's no way you're gonna lose. You're doing this just to piss me off, Jiraiya said. As Naruto simply chuckled, as he then jumped off the branch and landed back on the ground. You just realized that, asked Tsunade. Do you really think he's gonna lose that Uchiha? Well, if I have something to do with it, Tsunade looked toward Jiraiya with a dead glare. If you interfere in this battle, I'm gonna beat you till next week, she told him. Well then, I'll do it another way. Come on, Sasuke Uchiha, you can do this. Naruto is nothing but a big bully. He has no real skills, you can do this. As Sasuke was confused, why is your sensei cheering for me? I kinda pissed him off with a bet. So what do you say, Sasuke, you ready to do this? As Naruto looked around, are you sure you want to do this? I mean, everyone is watching. Do you want me to kind of disgrace you? No holding back, Sasuke said as he went into a fighting stance. I want to see how strong I am. Because when we return, I want to finally prove to you that I'm stronger. We are rivals after all, Sasuke said. As that made Naruto smirk. I suppose so. Kick his ass, Naruto Tenten shouted as Ino narrowed her eyes at her, before turning back towards the field. The both of them were gone for a real long time, but she didn't remember what Naruto said about this CRA thing. But, no, not right after her, he wouldn't. But she simply shrugged it off after a while. As Naruto looked at Sasuke. Come, he said. Sasuke pulled out 3 shurikens and threw them towards Naruto, as Naruto dodged and weaved through all of them, before coming to a stop, as Sasuke was already finished his set of hand signs. Lightning release. Shidori Senbons, he said as he fired off the Senbon needles towards Naruto. As Naruto jumped straight up in the air, but Sasuke turned his hand up, as they fired off to Naruto straight in mid-air. What was he thinking, said Kiba. No, he can't move right out of the air, he will get struck for sure. It seemed that his match is gonna over rather quickly. I'm not too sure about that. From what we can see with Naruto Wind Element, he's able to manipulate it in such a way. I believe that he could, said Shikamaru, as Naruto did exactly what he was thinking. Naruto blew out a stream of wind from his mouth, pushed him out of the projection area. As Naruto landed, Sasuke came at him with a kunai and swiped at him, as Naruto jumped back, dodging each and every strike, before he went to a set of hand signs, as he slammed his hand on the ground and whispered something. The earth under Sasuke's foot shifted before it was going straight up in the air, pushing Sasuke up as well. As Sasuke lost his balance and started to fall, but he flipped in mid-air. The next thing he knew, a fist connected with his jaw that sent him diving down into the earth very hard. Sasuke held his cheek for a few seconds before getting back up. Bastard sure do hit hard, he thought to himself. As he then rushed back towards Naruto, as he thrust a right hook towards Naruto's face, as Naruto ducked right under it and went for Sasuke's gut. Sasuke substituted with a log as Naruto's face break through the log. Sasuke reappeared behind Naruto with a downward slash, coming down right to Naruto's head. But Naruto simply blurred away with tremendous speed, appearing behind Sasuke. Sasuke substituted a log, as Naruto looked at the log that was in front of him now, as a paper bomb was attached to it. You clever little boom. As the entire area shook, as Ino eyes widened. Don't worry, as much as I hate to say it, the bastard is really tough, said Sakura. It will take a lot more than that to take him down. Sasuke appeared in the field as he narrowed his eyes, scanning the entire area for Naruto. As he didn't see anything, He looked around. It was then the ground started to tremble a bit. Even the trees that people were standing on was trembling a bit. As Lee could barely hold back his excitement, this was going to be a rather youthful battle. It was a shame that he wouldn't be out there, sparring as well, because he wanted to join in on the excitement. The ground then cracked and a massive earth dragon came out of the ground. As a thing, bear down towards Sasuke and rushed towards him with tremendous force. Sasuke jumped back as fast as possible before going to hand sign, Earth style. Mud wall, he said, as a massive wall erupted right in front of him. As the Earth Dragon smashed right into it, Sasuke had to jump away as the Earth Dragon destroyed it before dispelling as well. The moment Sasuke landed, a brutal kick smashed into his back as he was sent rolling on the ground. The moment he got up, Naruto's fist connected into his face as Naruto slammed 3 punches into his stomach, making Sasuke gasp. Sasuke jumped away and fired off 3 kunais as Naruto pulled out a kunai and blocked all of them as he thrust his own kunai towards Sasuke. As Sasuke blocked it with a shuriken by knocking it away as he landed. As he glared over at Naruto as he saw Naruto smirking at him. Sasuke then activated his 3-totem Sharingan before dashing forward, fast than ever now. As he rushed into Naruto's guard, as Naruto thrust a fist towards him, Sasuke ducked under it though, and uppercut Naruto right under the jaw, knocking him back. As Naruto skinned for a few seconds before coming to a stop. As he swung a brutal kick towards Naruto's head, Naruto brought up both of his hands and blocked the attack, but the force still pushed him back a bit. As Sasuke went through hand sign before turning around, he released a massive fireball that connected right with Naruto with great force. But the moment he touched Naruto, steam appeared. As everyone watched as Naruto's entire body was covered in water. Tsunade was surprised. Does he have such a high affinity for water? Well, the kid is truly amazing. As far as I can see, he can use all elements. But the impressive thing I've seen so far is just like the second Hokage, he can literally pull the moisture from the air and plants, everything around him, and use the water after condensing it, as you can see what he just did. The water around Naruto then turned into small water droplets before they all fire at Sasuke. Sasuke leaped over all of them before throwing 3 kunais as he had electric sparks all over them. As Naruto flipped over them, but Sasuke finished his hand sign. Lightning kunai technique, he said, as the kunai fired off jolts of electricity that came towards Naruto's back. As Naruto spun around just in time and held up both of his hands, the electric current shocked the both of them, but to everyone amazed, the electric current just ran all around Naruto's body before going to his other finger as he pointed at Sasuke as he directed like he was a lightning rod as a blast came down at Sasuke, who jumped up in the air before the both of them landed. Sasuke was surprised as Naruto was able to use his lightning like a conductor. I must say, you have become quite strong, Sasuke. But let me show you why you have to get a lot stronger. So when you come back, you can fight me on equal terms. Before Sasuke or anyone else could even blink, Naruto was gone. It was the Hiraishin, and that made everyone else surprised. Was that pure speed, Kiba asked. It seems that way, said Shino. Kiba jumped a bit. Shino? You were here? Of course I was. I was there the entire time, said Shino. What the hell? Said Kiba. As Shino looked at him. Are you telling me that you didn't know I was there? No, I saw you, said Kiba. As he wondered when the hell did Shino got here. He simply shrugged it off. Sasuke scanned the area with his Sharingan. As he then felt something behind him, he spun around, but nothing was there. He then looked down to the ground as he saw a paper tag. He jumped away as the thing exploded, but then the back of his neck was grabbed brutally before his body was forced down to the ground as he hit the ground quite hard. Naruto then kicked Sasuke in the stomach as Sasuke flied to a tree, breaking through with the momentum, as Naruto appeared right behind Sasuke and drive him down into the ground. But Sasuke had substituted a log that Naruto crushed underneath his palm. As Sasuke came out of the woods, scratches and bruises all over his body. But he wasn't done yet as he went to another set of hand signs, fire style, as he took in a deep breath. Fire dragon, he said. He fired a massive flame that took the form of a dragon as the thing scurried off with incredible speed coming towards Naruto. As Naruto went through hand sign, lightning release. Lightning dragon, he said, as his electricity started to spark around his hand and create a massive lightning dragon. The thing roared before tearing right through Sasuke Fire Dragon. Sasuke had to jump away when the thing started to chase him as he started to run around the training field, but the thing was that much faster as it crashed right into the ground, blowing it to pieces, blowing away Sasuke. Sasuke's hand was then grabbed before he was slung over Naruto's shoulder, as Naruto smashed him into the ground. Naruto picked Sasuke up by his hair as he slammed 3 fists into Sasuke's stomach, knocking the wind out of Sasuke. Sasuke was sent sailing back before he came to a stop, as he coughed up a bit of blood. "What do you say we end this?" Naruto asks. "I couldn't agree more," Sasuke says. He went through hand sign as lightning started to sparkle around his hand. As a Rasengan formed, "Chidori," Sasuke says, the ground started to be torn up underneath him. "Rasengan," Naruto said, as the both of them leaped forward in mid-air. Lady Tsunade, "Jiraiya-sama, aren't you going to stop this?" "Don't worry, Shizune. The kid has complete control of this. He's gonna cancel out Sasuke's technique. Neither of them are gonna get that badly injured." As Jiraiya saw the smirk on Naruto's face, he was just testing Sasuke to see how far he is right now, as he could see that Naruto had perfect control of the entire situation. Everyone had to close their eyes as the bright light erupted after the two techniques collided. When everyone finally opened their eyes, they saw Sasuke lying on the ground. His arm had a few burn marks here and there, but other than that he was completely fine. Well, after the beating that Naruto gave him earlier, yeah, his body was exhausted. As Naruto was standing over Sasuke, with a smile on his face. Other from the few hits that Sasuke gave him, Naruto was completely fine. As Naruto sat down, Sasuke was just looking up in the sky. "I still wasn't able to beat you," Sasuke said. "Oh, I would be the judge of that," Naruto said as he held out his hand, as there was a few burn marks on it, because of Sasuke Chidori. "Imagine how more powerful you will become after 3 years of training, non-stop with Kakashi. Seeing this now, I know that you're going to be quite determined to get stronger, aren't you?" "Can you even act?" Sasuke said. As Naruto simply smiled. "Well, I'm looking forward to it. To a rematch," Naruto said as he held out his hand. "Next time, you won't have to hold back at all," Sasuke said, "because I'll be ready for you. Everything can throw at me." "Huh, I can't wait," Naruto said. As he then saw the group coming over, as Naruto collapsed on the ground. "Hey, what are you doing?" asked Sasuke. "Just be quiet," Naruto said, as he started rolling in pain and agony. "Bachan," he said, "I lost." As he looked up at Jiraiya, "I can't believe Sasuke defeated me." "What are you talking about?" said Kiba. "You were clearly the winner." "No, it was a after effect." "Bachan, I lost the bet. You will have to be with Jiraiya." Tsunade walked over and picked up Sasuke, who looked at her quite confused, but she then set him aside a distance away. She then raised her fist, as she started channel chakra into it. "Injured, are you?" she said. As she then brought it down, Naruto quickly jumped away as she smashed it in the ground where he was, destroying a huge chunk of the area. Sakura's eyes went wide as she looked towards Tsunade. "That was amazing," she said. "Huh, so you're not that injured?" Tsunade asked. "Huh, you got me." "I couldn't fool her," Naruto said. As Jiraiya smiled towards Naruto, "At least you tried." "At least you tried," he said. "Maybe next time," Naruto said. Time skip. Everyone was at the gate, as all of them finished saying their goodbyes. As Naruto was looking towards Sasuke, Kakashi was behind Sasuke with a rather bored look on his face, as it seems like he really wanted to get back to his book. "Well then, I guess this is it," Sasuke said. As Naruto looked at him, "You know that we're not breaking up or something, right? The way you're talking is like we were together or something. We're just going on a training trip, Sasuke. I mean, God. How gay are you?" Naruto asked. Sasuke's eyebrow twitched as Naruto started to laugh. "Huh, always getting you with that one, huh?" "Hey, Kaka-sensei," Naruto said, as Kakashi's eyebrow twitched at that name. "Make sure to let Sasuke have a life while you're on the road. And it's not about training all the time. And besides, he's gonna need some girl to repopulate his clan, okay? He's not like you, Naruto Baka," Sakura shouted. "Oh, he is, but he just doesn't show it," Naruto shouted back, as he looked towards everyone as he saw Yujiro, Anko, all of them. As he smiled towards them. "So 3 years," he said. "It's gonna be a long time." As he looked towards most of the girls. As he gave them a wink. Well, he did one big wink, so most of them thought that he was winking to them. As Naruto saw that was a perfect opportunity as he smiled. "Oh, by the way, I'm quitting Shinobi career. And I'm gonna become a professional chef," he said. "See you soon." Tsunade started to laugh. That kid was really something. As him and Jiraiya started to walk away. "Bye, Sasuke-kun," Sakura shouted out. As He looked towards her as he smiled, as a big smile came on her face as Sasuke and Kakashi headed off. She then turned. So, Lady Hokage, well, if you want to be on your level when they return, I'm guess I'm gonna have to beat everything that I know into you. And we're gonna be starting tomorrow, so get yourself ready for hell. Sakura gulped a bit, but she wanted to become strong like them, so she was going to train and put everything in to become as strong as them no matter what. But guys, if you end this episode right here, for the next part, if you know what to do, like, subscribe, comment down below, turn bell notifications stay posted, and stay tuned for their stuff to what it's coming your way. But I'm off now, see you guys soon, peace.